Hey, happy holidays. It's Sean from Tested here with our yearly favorite things. I've got an array of things from tools to toys. So we're gonna start simple. We're gonna go with books first. We always have some good books. So my book this year is actually kind of special because this is actually from a friend of mine, Michael Possert Jr. He was one of the special effects guys who worked on The Rocketeer, 1991 movie based on Dave Stevens' comic book. And it's got it's set in 1938. It's got a great retro Art Deco aesthetic to it. And it has the very iconic rocket pack and helmet and flight suit that the lead character has. So Michael has written a book that documents the building and creation of the entire Rocketeer uniform and flight suit. So it's all a lot from his personal archives, his photos, and all of his firsthand behind the scenes stuff. He goes into great depth about how everything was built and designed. We even have some early prototype packs that didn't make the cut. And there's basically a chapter dedicated for each piece of the outfit. And he even has a section about rebuilding one of the original packs, which is basically a restoration. So if you're a fan of special effects prop building or the Rocketeer in general, I would highly recommend picking up Michael's book. It's a fascinating deep dive into the creation of some iconic props from the Rocketeer. So The Rocket Factory by Michael Possert Jr. Along those lines of building things and building props, let's jump to some tools. I don't have as many tools as usual this year, but these are some small guys that I picked up for modeling. These are from a company called Wave that is out of Japan. These are a little hard to find, but Wave makes some really nice tools and also model building supplies. So like greeblies and cool little like springs and other things like that you'd find on like a Star Wars ship. But I picked up a few different ones here that are all completely metal, and I got some chisels and I got some a scraper. So this is like a seam scraper, and then these chisels can be used for like peeling off very fine surface detail, like if you wanted to get rid of all the molded in rivets and put on your own fancy rivets or whatever. I use them a lot for 3D prints. I find them really good for cleaning off the little support marks. And what I like about these is they're beautifully made. They have this integrated cap that will protect the points of those, and you can also then flip it around and use it as a grip. Or you can flip it to the back and use it as, depending on the item you have, you can use it as a push, if it's a chisel type thing. But beautifully made tools. They're super sharp, and I've been using these a lot, and plan on picking up some more Wave tools in the near future. So Wave tool chisels and scrapers out of Japan, hobby model tools. Now let's move to some audio stuff. So this item, let's start with this guy. This is the JBL Authentics 200 smart speaker. I still have an old school stereo down in my workshop, and I couldn't justify having the same thing repeated upstairs, but I wanted something that still sounded good. But I also wanted the advantage of having the assistance built in. So I picked this up recently. It's a really nice compact speaker. It has a downward facing woofer that's in the bottom there. I love that it has this kind of like alligator skin aesthetics, like an old amp. I like that it has a decent amount of physical controls on it. We got play, we got volume, treble, and bass, and it sounds fantastic. And the other thing that I really liked about this one is it has both Google and Alexa assistance built into it, so you can pick your poison and go whichever one you prefer, or both. It also has a nice array of hookups, so you can do Wi-Fi, you can do Bluetooth, you can also do Ethernet, which I was shocked that they would include that. And my favorite, you can do an analog 1/8" jack in. So like if you really need to go old school, they did provide that, which I really, really appreciated. And of course it has the standard USB in as well. I've been using this a lot just for like, I've been really surprised and impressed at how good this sounds for all the more space it takes up. So that's the JBL Authentics 200. They do have more in this line that go bigger. I think they have one that has like a rechargeable battery built in, stuff like that. But check it out if you like some compact audio with multiple smart features. This is something that I truly don't need, and I would never buy myself, but my wife heard me talking about this incessantly, and she bought it for me for last Christmas. This is the Audio-Technica Soundburger, and it's a portable record player. So it runs on a rechargeable battery. It opens up, the tone arm pulls out. You can put your disc on here. It has a retainer to hold it in place, and it will play regular LPs or 45s. And the interesting thing about the Soundburger is this is actually an exact replica of something they released in the 80s. It looked exactly the same, ran off of 3 C batteries, and it operated almost identically to this guy. This just has like the more new tech upgrades. But I love this thing. I don't have much cause to use it. I do use it upstairs with the JBL, which I love, but it also brings up one of the drawbacks of this thing. The original Soundburger had both RCA outs to plug into an amplifier, you know, regular stereo system that you would have, and it had 2 headphone outs. The updated version gets rid of the headphone outs, adds Bluetooth, but it still does have a 1/8" line out. So the problem with this is, if you look online, and I've had this problem myself, the Bluetooth on this is notoriously bad. It will not connect to this speaker. It will not connect to my other JBL speaker. It will not connect to any Bluetooth items that I have. I have had success connecting it to other people's Bluetooth headphones. So their idea is they get rid of the headphone jack, you use Bluetooth headphones as long as they work. The sound quality is very good for such a small unit, but the fact that I've had so many Bluetooth problems is annoying. Now, since this also has the 1/8" jack in, and this has it out, I just hook it up that way, and it works fine. But the other neat thing about this is it just automatically, when you power it on, it has a little tactile switch here for the tone arm, so that as soon as you move it in, it starts playing. So you gotta be a little careful with that. You gotta make sure this is locked into place before you get your disc on there or turn it on. The other thing, which I think was a better feature on the older one, is that it had a flip up needle protector for the stylus. So it would just flip up out of the way. This one is a completely removable one that then you have to figure out somewhere to put it so that you don't lose it. It also has, like the original, a lockdown screw for transport so that the tone arm can't accidentally swing out. And there's not really a place to put that either. So what I did is I designed and 3D printed a little holder up here to hold both the tie down screw and the stylus cover. So I tucked it away up there, and it was a nice improvement. But the Soundburger, also originally known as the Mr. Disc in the US, completely unnecessary, but I love it because it's just, look at it. So that's our audio. Let's move to some gaming. I primarily game off the PC using Steam and PlayStation 5 right now. I don't currently have a good portable gaming system other than my ancient DS. So this is another thing that I never would have bought for myself, but I thought was really cool, and my wife noticed and recommended it, and I got this as a gift as well. It's the Backbone One, which is basically a controller to attach to your phone to make it more of a portable gaming device, because I hate touchscreen gaming controls. So there are games that I avoided playing on my phone that I am now playing a ton because I have real controls to play it with. And it will basically collect as a dedicated button to open their app and then display all the games on your phone. It will also stream from Steam, or this particular one from the Xbox, which is like, I didn't even know that it did that when I saw it, and that was a bonus feature. So I have actually been playing Steam games on this as well. This is the USB-C version. They also have a Lightning version if you have an older iPhone, and they also have a PS version. So if you have a PlayStation and you want to stream from the PlayStation, you have to get that one, and you can't do Xbox. So you have to pick PlayStation or Xbox. But the fact that they do have that option is nice. Pretty standard control layout. You got your shoulder buttons, you got the analog sticks, you have your start and select buttons, and it has a dedicated screen record button, which is kind of nice too. And basically it just springs open and will adapt to whatever phone you have, and it has the USB-C port there. And then it has these little magnetic adapters that go in if you have like a thick phone or a thin phone, and you can kind of like pick which is going to work for you. And the fact that it added my headphone jack back, the headphone jack which I lost on this phone, is another bonus which I like. And then it has a USB-C that you can charge as you're playing or whatever. And they do offer, I have not opted for this, but there is a upgrade service, the Backbone Plus service, which I think is $40 a year, and it adds a few perks. So if you have a game that does not support controllers at all, it will allow you to map the touchscreen places to buttons on this, which is kind of black magic, but it does work. I don't have that service, but it's a nice feature, and it will give you like discounts on future releases and upgrades and cases and stuff like that. But I didn't, and it also adds cloud saving. But I skipped that. The base app that comes with this for like with the unit does everything that I needed to, and I'm happy with that. And I've been definitely using my phone a lot more for gaming. So the Backbone One gaming add-on for your phone. All right, some more toys. This guy, this is the Hasbro Black Series Vader helmet, their newest one. This is based on the helmet from Obi-Wan. And what I particularly loved about it is that it did the red Vader lenses, which the previous version did not have. So I kind of dig the old school red ones. The other thing that I really liked about this is it does have, has a little button in. Yeah. Okay. But the thing that really, really sold me on this, and I could not pass it up for the pricing, is that it is the full disassemble, reveal Vader helmet. And it has some nice detailing on it, and it will even come apart to give you the inside, which is just amazing. And of course, you know, you can wear it, so, you know, pretty good. But I was really impressed with how much this does for the pricing and the detailing on it. And as we do at Test a lot of time, we're gonna go in and like jazz this up a little bit, do a little weathering, and just a little bit's gonna add a lot. And the other thing that I really like, the attention to detail, is that when you'll notice that when you take it apart, it does, I love it. And in addition to that, you take this apart when you're doing the unmasked Vader version, it does the wheezy version of Vader. It has some ridiculously powerful magnets that hold these particular parts together. In fact, these are so strong that I actually had trouble taking it apart, and I thought I was doing it wrong when I first got this. Has adjustable straps in the back that you can fit it to your head, and then the top also magnets on, and this just simply clips on with some plastic clips. But it's like, I can't believe that you could get this Vader helmet that comes completely apart and all these things, has the sound and everything, for the price that Hasbro is offering it for, which I think is $120. And I've seen it less on sale. My only gripe about it is that it doesn't have a voice changer in it. Which I realize you gotta pick, for the price point that we're talking about here, you gotta pick somewhere to reduce the cost at some point. I just wish it had that voice changer, but otherwise I have no complaints about this. It's a great display piece. It even comes with a little stand to hold it level for display purposes, and the fact that it all comes apart and will fit my big head is how can you beat that? So Vader helmet, the Black Series Obi-Wan version from Hasbro. Last item is another toy, and it's this guy here. This is from a company called Rocketeer, which I had never heard of before. Apparently they're mostly known for doing like laser cut wooden kits that you slot together. Sometimes like puzzles or like model kits, etc. This is seems to be a departure from them as far as I can tell. They actually did this as a Kickstarter, and they're marble runs. So the interesting thing about them though is that they come as kits. So it's all like good old-fashioned sprue, snap together kits that you build yourself. And I had a lot of fun building this, and they're very satisfying to look at on the shelf because they have a light up version, and then they also have like the full on running version. They also just will stay there and light up nice for something on the shelf. They do have covers for them, which I've taken off for display purposes, but if you needed them, they do have a clear front on them as well. And a lot of the parts come pre-painted, and they're really well done. So they're either cast in different colors, painted on the sprue. They come with like a little nice backdrop and LED lighting. And the thing that I was really impressed about these is they're modular. So you can take the marble lift off, and you can join these together into like one big unit. You can either stack them on top of each other or side to side, and they're looking to expand these so that you can get like 4 of them hooked together, which I think is really cool. So they have different openings all around it to accommodate them being hooked together, and then they have build instructions for the marble lifts depending on how you plan on assembling these. And then there's even some differences on the little ramps and stuff like that inside that you will change up if you're going to join them together. And so they have some of the kits have extra parts to modify them as needed for like different arrangements. But I would highly recommend this if you just like want something cool and futuristic on your shelf, or if you like buying model kits. The instructions are really good. Everything was nicely packaged. Lots of really good pieces that had nice molding on them. Everything fit together well. It comes with all the tools. Even comes with like a little magnet wand to retrieve the metal balls if they go off track. But just fun. If you have somebody that you know who likes building this kind of stuff or wants a fun display, I'd highly recommend picking one up for the holidays. So that is the Rocketeer Marble Runs, the Last City and the Future City. Those are currently the only 2 that they have out, but I think they're looking to add more because it was a successful campaign. So that's what I have this year. Some tools, some fun stuff, mostly fun stuff, and my buddy Michael's book. So check those out. And if you like this kind of stuff, toys and tools, try checking out our second channel, Tested Team. The link for that is below, and I hope to see you there.